My name is Peter Chandler, 721 Birch Road, North Saanich. Thank you for receiving this video submission to the public hearing on the zoning amendment bylaw 1295. My interest is why Council supports amending the zoning bylaw to allow waterfront property owners to build structures on the beach. Specifically change number 23, which amends section 504.6 of the zoning bylaw to allow stairs and stair landings to be built on the foreshore in the M6 zone. I question first whether this is good community government, and second, whether it provides adequate stewardship of public assets. First, the good government test. It comes in 5 parts. 1. This proposed amendment rezones public space for private use. If there is a community benefit to this change, it needs to be clearly explained. 2. This change is preferential in its application. It does not apply to all residential properties bordering on public spaces. It only applies to waterfront properties. 3. This amendment contradicts Section 60 of the BC Land Act, which states that it is an offence to put a structure on Crown land without authorization from the Minister. The beach is clearly Crown land, and there are recent examples of the province enforcing their jurisdiction by serving trespass notices. 4. This amendment is inconsistent with the OCP, which clearly promotes the natural beauty of the foreshore, and is inconsistent with the zoning bylaw, which explicitly states that the M6 zone is meant to be structure-free. And 5. While Council strives to be transparent and accountable, questions on this matter have twice been on the Council agenda, but with no discussion. And each member of Council has been asked by email to address this issue. Not one member of Council has responded. Any discussions held in camera have not been released to the public. Next, is this change good stewardship of North Saanich's public assets? For those who remember the beaches of Deep Cove and Pat Bay in the 60s, you will know there were concrete structures on the beach, but not very many. And as more structures were built, the Council of the day passed bylaws to limit these, because changes were already being noticed. The beaches were rockier with less sand, there were fewer clams in intertidal life, and declining bird and fish populations. Today, much of the waterfront in North Saanich is highly valued because of its largely in part to its natural beauty. And credit is due to those waterfront property owners who protected the nearshore environment by not building on the beach. This amendment is like going back in time 30 years. This change will not improve the health of the foreshore. The question is, how much harm will it cause? And while a property owner might not see how their individual concrete pad is harming the ecosystem, the Council has a duty to represent a collective view and is naive to ignore the cumulative consequences. Right now, about 1/3 of our foreshore has some kind of man-made armoring, and that didn't happen overnight. But over time, the ultimate and inevitable result is a diminishing health and value of the waterfront. The rationale of Council to put this highly valued public asset at risk needs to be made clear. In closing, I remind Council that the public resents it when important matters are bundled into omnibus legislation. This matter is presented as one of 23 housekeeping amendments to the zoning bylaw to address such things as renumbering paragraphs. Do you really believe it is a housekeeping matter that allows structures to be built through the natural boundary onto the public beach? To summarize, I feel it is fair to ask Council to put into the public record what prompted this change in our zoning bylaw. And further, if you do support this amendment, let the public know, 1, what is the community benefit that justifies the private use of public space? And 2, what authority do you have to allow structures on Crown land? And 3, what expertise have you sought and what risk assessments have been carried out to believe that the inevitable diminished health of the foreshore ecosystem is acceptable? Thanks very much.